I'm going to show you how to use Nearpod today for a live session. Now, Nearpod is an awesome resource if you haven't seen it yet. You can make lots of different activities, include videos. You can do a whole PowerPoint lesson, including their activities, and add it. So I'm going to show you some of the ways that kids can use it and what it'll look like from your screen and what it'll look like from theirs. So this is going to be my teacher screen today, and this is a lesson that I want to teach. So student paced, you can set and they can do it anytime. So they receive a code and they receive a link and they can do it at any time. But what we're going to do today is a live lesson. So click on that. And it'll give you a code to give to the students. You can also click on link and they can use that as well. I'm just going to use a code. They won't see this screen because that's my screen, but they will get a code, so they can just put it in and enter. They can put in, it's really worth reminding the children to put in a code that actually shows their name, because it will attach to all of their things, and obviously you want to know who you're talking to. So I can get out of this on the teacher screen, and then seeing the both things. Now with the live, it's different to the student pace because you are actually controlling what happens. So if I'm on the teacher page, I can click across and it will go across on the children's page. So I've got my steps to success, and we're looking at verbs today. I'd obviously go through that with the children, and then when you're ready, you can move on. Now this is what I wanted to really show you. So it's what you can see and what the children can see. So this is your screen, and this is a children. So they've got, the first thing is a poll. So can you explain what a verb is? If they think they can press yes. And then they have to press this submit button down the bottom. And then they just sit there because I'm still controlling. Now, if you just noticed, it just popped up, and we know that Miss Shaw thinks that she can describe a verb. Now, obviously you can use this because it gives you a sense of how confident the kids are with what a verb is, and it also gives you an indication of the spread of whether children just have no idea. And then you can ask and you can talk about that. Or even, obviously, the children that know could have a go at explaining, however you want to use it. So then you go across, and there's a video. Now, I think they have to press play. Oh no. Yeah, they have to press play on those, and you can just say, I'll give you, the video's 2 minutes, I'll give you 2 minutes to watch the video. Hopefully it will load. There we go. So obviously I won't make you watch the video, but they can watch that. It's about verbs, and then I'll move on. And so will the children. Talk a bit about more about verbs. So as you can see, what I'm trying to show you is that you can link just slides, but then you can have activities to consolidate. The learning, I've put another video in. And then this is going to be a bit of a game. So I would go through that. So that is just a slide. And then I control it. Here's another one, so you can do the match it. So they're matching the images to the picture. And what you see here is the classroom results. So, let me see, run. Now just remember that when it says tries, that one try that I had will count. Yeah, so I've tried once and I've got 1 out of 10. So that'll come up in real time. So I noticed that some of my children were rushing, and I could easily say to them, I could see how fast they were doing it because it was just popping up as they were going. I think it's a lot more intuitive when it's different computers. I think it's having, I don't know. Anyway, so give you another example. Push. 2 tries, so it's quite fast. Anyway, so it will show you, I've asked kids to slow down, and it's really made a difference. You can even, obviously with this, you can take it anyway. Your matches can be questions and answers. They can be definitions and meanings. They can be anything that you want them to be. So it's how you want to use Nearpod, but I just want to show you today how easy it is and what it looks like from the teacher view and what it looks like from the kids view. So I'm just going to stop there with that one. And the other thing is, if the children are taking too long, you can just say to them, look, I'm going to give you 1 more minute. You've taken too long, or hurry up, or whatever you want to say. But they will have to move on at the same pace. And that's the only real pain, is that you can't just let them finish the task and then you've got other children waiting. But what I've noticed is they all do finish at a very similar pace, so it hasn't been too dramatic. So this is the drawing one. So you can have one where you have an instruction to draw something and then you can see the picture coming up. Or this one, if you set it as a background, you can actually make it more of an interactive activity. So circle the words that are verbs. You can tip the pen. Now down here there's also an eraser, there's a picture tool, there's a text tool, so it's really useful. Okay, so let's find a verb. Oh, pen. Is it going to work? And it's a bad colour. But as you can see, I'll be able to see that whole screen will be full of the children's different activities. So I can see how they're going, what they, so say if I did tree, then I could talk to the child when everybody else is on their way doing their thing. I can talk to that child and say, okay, so why did you make that choice? Why did you make this choice? So it's very formative. You can see the children that just get it, and you can see the ones that need a bit more trouble. So it can also be used in a bigger group, because you can literally see what each child is doing. So I'm just going to submit that now. Go across. True or false, so same thing with the quiz. Is it doing it true? So it comes up. I think I might only have one question with this quiz, but say you had 5 questions in the quiz. It will have, where it's got A and B here, it'd have A, B, C, D, E, and then it'd have whatever answer that you put for it. So you can see right across the screen how they're going. So if you have red, you know the kids are really struggling. Also, if B, everyone's got red, but everyone's got green on A, you can see that there's some sort of misconception. So it's really good to highlight individual misconceptions, but also whole class misconceptions, depending on what the quiz is. So these are just some extra slides that we'd obviously go through as a teacher. This is another drawing. And this is a open-ended question that they can answer. Look at the picture. Okay, they can click on that picture to make it bigger. The boy and girl are swinging. Oh, they can also record video if you allow it to, which is awesome. With the open-ended question, they have to click submit for it to come up on your screen. Yeah, and if you really like it, that's the other thing with the drawing activity too. You could share someone they could even self-mark. You can share the screen if you think it's really good. So here I could share this with the kids and then talk about what makes it good, how could it be improved. So then it comes up here, really informative, and then you can take the lesson. You've got a bit more flexibility with the lesson. You're not just structured in what you'd already planned before. There's also an add activity button too, which does the same thing. So if you realise that it's all just gone to pot or it's way too easy for them, you can add things in while the class are doing their activity, and they won't be able to see that. So I hope that's been really helpful. It's a shame I didn't have more questions on that quiz, but I think that you can understand the value of it. And I think it's really nice just to be able to see what you can see and what the children can see. It's also super user-friendly, so that's another fantastic thing about Nearpod. Good luck.